Hey, want to listen to some tunes?
Super Mario Bros. Z was something that changed the internet in its pioneering days, where flash animations were the main source of online entertainment. But this series stood above the rest and made something entirely unique, and inspired many animators for decades to come, myself included. It essentially created its own genre of animation. While that's definitely a quality to be commended, I wanted to take a closer look as to why exactly this series resonated with people the way it did. The idea of mixing Mario, Sonic, and Dragon Ball Z is the silliest idea I could possibly think of, and the idea seems sillier the older I grow. Each time I revisit the series, I half expect that silliness to start showing, and groan at myself for thinking as highly of the series as I do. But somehow, each viewing I have makes me love and appreciate the show even more. It's a simple case of stellar writing and understanding of source material. If you want to make an idea that's really out there work on screen, you have to have fun with it. Think about how Stephen King got famous. His ideas are nuts, and any right-minded publisher would turn him down. But he has a vision, and knows how to execute it exactly how he pictures it. Most importantly, he has fun with his ideas, and knows when and when not to take them seriously. Mark Haynes perfectly captures the lighthearted comedy and charm of the Mario universe, while also turning it on its head and putting the characters into a classic shonen-like action series. And somehow, it works incredibly well. The characters all have so much personality and are so lovable that you can't help but keep watching to see what happens next to them. Mario, Luigi, Yoshi don't even talk, and I think that was an incredibly smart decision on Mark's end. It allows their personalities to shine through facial expressions and movement, and work off of characters who have dialogue, like Sonic and Shadow. The chemistry of all the group members line up perfectly, and if just one member was missing, the whole dynamic would be shifted. Mario and Sonic are the heroic ones, who always try to do what's best. Luigi's the scaredy cat that starts to conquer his fears by the end of the show. And Shadow is the gruff anti-hero who questions his motivations and his colleagues, but ultimately wants to do what's right. They all have their own arcs and their own believable reasons to keep fighting. On the note of fighting, let's talk about the main villain. Mecha Sonic is incredibly effective as a villain. He has a presence that immediately fills the viewer with fear and dread, and that's a hard thing to do. He is a merciless, emotionless killing machine, whose power eclipses that of any of the main characters. He has some incredibly chilling moments that stick with you long after your viewing is over. We know very little about him besides his initial creation and his vague motivations, but that mystery is what makes him so intriguing. Now let's talk about the action. Dude, this series started in 2006. How does sprite animation look like this? It is ludicrous. After all these years, I am still blown away by these action scenes. It is so fast and fluid, if you blink, you will miss something. The choreography is so creative and takes full advantage of the characters and the world that they live in. Even the fight between the Koopa Bros, Axum Rangers, and the main characters. That is 14 different characters fighting in a battle royale. 15 if you count Mecha Sonic coming in later. How on earth did you juggle all those characters in a fight? Well, not only did he pull it off, but it's easily the best fight in the whole series. I did this retrospective because I recently came back to rewatch the series, and I was still incredibly impressed with what I saw. This was formative to me. I mean, this is a huge reason why I went to college to learn more about animation. This is why I've been making animation since I was in middle school. So you may say I'm a little biased with my opinions here, but when things unexpectedly change the internet, it isn't for no reason. I wanted to look back and dig deep about what exactly this series did that stuck with so many people for so long. I wanted to see if this series still held up after almost 2 decades, and, well, it does. I had a blast watching it the first time, and I'll have a blast watching it the next time. It was, and still is, a timeless, classic series.